Hello everyone, this is Dimation4, and I am back with another speed spotlight. This time it's on Rotarycraft. It's a relatively new mod that's going to be out in most of the coming FTB packs, so I figured why not get to know a little bit about it. It is a very large mod, has a lot of intricate parts, but if you get to know it, then it can be a lot of fun. So, I'm going to get right in it. You can see there's a lot coming up. It's going to be a multi-part video. Right now I'm going to be focusing on the ways to generate power. There are quite a few of them, and they each are very different. Lots of recipes, lots of demonstrations, and let's see if I can do it in 5 minutes. I'm hopeful. Let's get started. So the first thing you want to do when you get to this mod is you're going to want to craft yourself a Rotarycraft Handbook with some paper and some iron. This is a table of contents. This is jump to sections. It jump to basic terms, or you can jump to tools, you can jump to power generators, you can jump to power transfers, you can jump to power users, and all that's right here. It tells you everything you need to know about everything. It gives you the recipes, gives you the torque and all that, and any kind of risks that come along with it. So the first big engine you want to create is you're going to want to create some stone bricks, surround it around redstone. You're going to get yourself a blast furnace to create HSLA steel from iron put in here. You're going to need lava to heat it up. You're also going to need coal and gunpowder to power it. And it creates up to 9 iron at a time. And you're also going to want a screwdriver, which rotates most of the engines, and it also accesses some of the features of them. And that's with iron and sticks. You're also going to want a angular transducer with the ender pearl and some wood, and that lets you find the speed and stuff of some of the engines. You can create shafts with 3 of the steels. It gets 3 of them. 3 more of them in a flat pattern gets you 3 panels, and 2 steel brick and a crafting table, redstone half slabs get you a work table. Notice the brick background on some of the crafting recipes means you have to craft in a work table. Take some steel, redstone, shaft, panels, and you can get a DC electric engine, which takes a single redstone power, outputs 1024 watts, 4 newton meters at 256 radians per second. Total power. This is how strong, this is how fast. You get a shaft, steel, and panel. You can get a propeller blade. You can also craft a gear with a T-shaped. You can craft a shaft core with a steel and 2 shafts. You craft ball bearings with 2 steel. So 8 ball bearings, by the way. So surround the 8 ball bearings, put them around iron, and you get a shaft bearing. You take the gear, shaft core, shaft bearing, and you get a hub. Put the propeller blades around that, and you get a wind turbine, which generates more power the higher up it is. You just need space in front of it to work, and it'll generate more power than this if you put it up to level 128, I believe. So if you take a gear and you surround it with some steel in a T-shape, you're going to get a impeller. And if you put in a work table 3 glass and 6 steel, you will get 16 of the liquid pipes. The diamond shape of liquid pipes, X shape of steel, gets you a condenser. Condenser, impeller, shaft, gold, or copper. Cobblestone and panels will get you a steam engine, which requires to be at a nice temperature, temperature can be achieved with fire and netherrack to keep the fire up. And you need to put tons of water in the back, and it'll generate you 16,384 watts, 32 newton meters, and 512 radians per second. If you take an O shape of steel, you will get 2 of the cylinders. If you take a U shape with redstone, 2 gold, you could get a ignition unit. Take 2 gears, 2 shafts, you'll get a 2 times gear unit, which is useful in a lot of recipes. Take the gear unit, ignition unit, impeller, gold, 2 cylinders, and you can get a gasoline engine, which takes ethanol seeds, which I already put inside. Ethanol crystals, It'll tell you how much fuel it has. It outputs 65536 watts, 128 newton meters, 512 radians per second. Decent amount of power. Impeller, panels, and steel gets you the fermenter, which is the first step in making the ethanol crystals. You're going to want to take some. It also takes some water, and you can power it with a simple DC electrical engine and a redstone signal. And you get this inventory. It takes water, and this doesn't matter unless you have automation. Then you take sugar and dirt, get your yeast. Yeast decomposable, get your sludge. Cook the sludge, and you get the ethanol crystals that go in that engine, and another one coming up. Now surround a steel with some gold, and you get a gold coil. Take the gold coil with some gold shaft, redstone, and panel, and you get an AC electrical engine, which requires a magnetized shaft coil. I'll tell you how to magnetize that, and an alternating signal. And you can generate tons of power. It varies a little bit, so you're probably going to want a flywheel, which I'll talk about later. It generates a decent amount of torque and decent amount of speed for not that consumable. Now you're going to take some steel and a panel, and you get a mount, 2 of the gold coils, a mount, and some panels and redstone. Get you a magnetization unit. You drop a shaft core in there, power it with, I have it right here, 6384 watts, 2048 rads, which means a torque of at least 8. with an alternating signal, and it'll magnetize your shaft core to be used in the AC electrical engine. Now you can make a radiator with gold, iron, and the pipes, put it on top like you would with other engine. You get a performance engine which requires some kind of composable consumable such as gunpowder, redstone, charcoal, or blaze powder, which is the best, and more of the ethanol crystals, and you'll generate 262,144 watts, 256 newton meters, and 1024 radians per second. Very good for power. But you're going to want to cool it down so it doesn't blow up, and you're going to need cooling fits to do that, which is crafted with this recipe. Now 9 of the panels will get you a paddle panel, so put those around a shaft core, and you get a hydrokinetic engine which consumes lubricant, which I'll tell you how to make next episode, and it generates a fairly decent amount of power, enough to power a boring machine actually. And you take a gear, you surround it with the steel, and you get a compressor. An ignition unit with steel and redstone gets you a combustor. Take the compressor, surround it with the propeller blades, and you get a turbine. Take the compressor, combustor, turbine, steel shaft. You get a micro turbine which consumes jet fuel, which is really hard to make. I'll tell you how to make it next time. You get a lot of speed, not much torque, but totals a lot of power. Take 2 of the turbines in a shaft, you get a compound turbine. You take 5 steel, you get a diffuser, which you only use in this recipe, which takes a compound turbine, an ignition unit, a compressor, and you get a gas turbine, which generates a massive amount of power, 65k rad, 67 million watts. The most power you can make in the game, but be careful because you don't want to get sucked inside, literally. You could create 2 circuit boards with this recipe with an ender pearl and some gold and some steel. You can craft a mirror with iron, which can also be silver. And note there's an NEI error with the silver, it's not 64 of them. And this glass, take the mirror, gear, circuit, you get a solar mirror, 2 ink sacks, the pipes, panels, solar tower. So with mirrors, if you have too many of them, it'll start catching red blocks of fire, so limit yourself, and it'll generate you a decent amount of power for only taking in water. No, way too many. If it's extremely large, it'll turn blocks around it into lava. So this speed spotlight took 6 minutes and 22.98 seconds, which is a lot better than I thought considering how much I had to get done. So I just did this tab, power supply. I listed all these, they're all found here, along with torque, speed, power, source, consumables, risk, yes, ingestion, and work tables inventory, just like a crafting table, to put in the center. I want to show you what the angular transducer did. So if you have, find the most complicated system I have, something like this, which I'll tell you how to do all this next time. And you right click on the bedrock gearbox, tell you how much it's outputting, how damaged it is, lubricant levels, tell you everything you need to know about it. And if you just take the screwdriver, you could rotate it. Green is input, red is output. Also, if you click the little question mark over here, it'll actually bring up the page in the handbook. If you don't have the handbook on you, it'll still bring up the page, it just won't give you any more options. So it's still wise to have the handbook. And this will list all the consumables: redstone, gunpowder, blaze powder. Another chunk error, wow. Whatever's here, it's micro turbine. Making jet fuel is really expensive, so this is very end game. This is even more end game. And if you're going to make a solar system, if you're going to make a solar power system, really get the angular transducer. It'll tell you, most importantly, the efficiency. And if you pass the efficiency, that's when stuff will start catching on fire. See, it's still 100% efficiency. So, watch that, because if you are past the efficiency, the fire will literally not go out. So that's Rotarycraft engines. And thanks for watching as I get sucked inside. Ow. That's very loud. Read the dangers before you try to make any engine, or this could happen.